Welcome to Heidi Relationships. Today, we'll read some more stories from Reddit. But before we start, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. That would help the channel a lot. Thank you very much in advance.
The first one is titled, My 23 meters, girlfriend, 22F, wants me to sleep with her twin sister. So, I am in this very bizarre situation right now. I've been dating this amazing girl for a little over 2 years and it's been an absolute blast. She's attractive, cheerful, kind, supportive. We have a great relationship. She also happens to have an identical twin and they are pretty close. They've been staying together here since they started university. They go to different universities though. They are a bit different personality-wise, but the twin is also a very kind girl, and we get along pretty well. Naturally, we all hang out together very often and I am pretty comfortable with both of them. I think of her twin as my own sister in a way. Anyway, the twin was dating this guy, 30M, for almost a year. I never particularly liked him. I thought he was an arrogant prick, but I tolerated him when we all hung out together for drinks once in a while. Well, turns out I was correct. He was cheating on her with his ex, and they eventually broke up. This was 6 months ago. Needless to say, that the girl was devastated. She took it very hard. She became kind of depressed and her self-esteem and self-worth weren't doing that great. The fact that it was her first relationship didn't help either, I guess. She started not wanting to go out that much. We tried to do our best to drag her out of course to see and meet new people, and why not even hook up with someone. I even tried to set her up with one of my friends, who was single at the time and honestly a great guy overall, but no bueno. And it's not only us. Her own friends also tried to help her, but she just won't cooperate. She says she wants to meet nice guys, yet she is always witchy and whiny about it, never liking anyone. She keeps comparing them to that prick. Simultaneously, she keeps whining and saying she is not pretty enough and other crap like that, which is not even remotely true, but no matter how many times we tell her, she just won't believe it. Now I know she is feeling pretty down about the whole thing, and I understand that and don't hate her, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't find it annoying, because it started affecting our relationship. My GF always worries about her and tries to help her a little too much. They proceed to fight and then my GF takes it out on me. And we're not even at the good part yet. So yesterday my GF was staying at my place. We had sex and afterwards we were lying down talking. You know, usual stuff. Until she says she wants to ask me for a big favor. I am like, sure. Then proceeds to tell me she'd like me to have sex with her sister. At first, like any sane man, I thought that either she was joking or that I fell asleep and was dreaming I was starring in one of those porn movies with twins. Sadly, she wasn't joking at all, and I was wide awake. She probably realized I had a WTF look on my face and then proceeded to rationalize it. She told me that her twin already had a slight crush on me and at the moment I am probably the only guy she truly trusts. She said she thinks it will greatly improve her sister's self-esteem and mood. She told me she already talked about it with her twin and the twin was okay with it. She reassured me multiple times she won't get mad about it, and she won't even be present. She could just stay at my place while I go to theirs and do the deed. It will only be one time and I could just pretend her sister was her, she said. Hell, I don't even have to take the whole thing seriously. I just need to have sex with her sister and then hold her tightly for a bit so that she feels wanted and desired and crap like that. She was practically begging me to bang her sister. Meanwhile, I was standing there listening to her without being able to utter a word. That was how surprised I was. In the end, I said I'll think about it for a bit and left it at that. I couldn't duck sleep that night. That was yesterday. Today I am kind of avoiding my GF. We texted a bit and thank God she hasn't mentioned anything about it yet. I am freaking out. Twin threesome jokes aside, I don't think this is normal. She was talking about it like it was nothing. The sex itself is probably not such a big deal for me. I mean, they look almost exactly the same and I am pretty comfortable with her twin, but I think if I accept it can potentially ruin our relationship. She says she won't get mad, but I heavily doubt it, and I also heavily doubt it will help her sister, unless something suspicious is going on that I am not aware of. Also, I am fearing that if I have sex with the twin, not only things might get really awkward between the three of us, but the twin might later get jealous and start sabotaging our relationship. My GF was pretty serious about the whole thing though. She looked like she really wanting me to do it. I am having some really dark thoughts right now. Perhaps the twin is manipulating her and is taking advantage of my GF and me. Perhaps my GF is weirder than usual. I feel guilty having such thoughts for two girls I hold in high regard. Oh man, I ducking have no clue what to do. I am thinking of suggesting that we get her to therapy to feel better or something. I've talked about this with two of my friends, but the duckers just won't take the situation seriously. I am getting paranoid at this point, but I just don't want to ruin this nice thing I have with my GF, that's all. Update. Damn, I didn't really expect this to get upvoted to the moon. I read and skimmed through most of your comments, guys. Anyway, here's a brief update. So, I met with my girlfriend earlier today and it went pretty well, I think. We met and talked, she brought it up. Turns out she was feeling like crap the whole time yesterday, deeply ashamed and terrified. She started crying, saying she was regretting it all day yesterday and she now is 100% sure she doesn't want to share me with anyone. She doesn't even want to imagine me being inside another woman and was terrified that if I said yes then she wouldn't be able to do anything to stop it since she suggested it. She mentioned that she is deeply sorry and is now afraid that I think she is not normal, and I am going to leave her and stuff. I reassured her that I love her, I think she is perfectly normal, and I am not intending to leave her or anything like that. Once things calmed down a bit, we talked about what prompted it. Apparently she and her sister talk an awfully ducking lot about sex and relationships and are very open about it, which in turn means they are talking about our relationship and me a lot. According to my GF, the sister has fantasized quite a few times about me, how I would look naked or when having sex, but my GF never thought anything of it since it wasn't particularly serious as in I'll steal your BF, and to be fair throughout the relationship I never once got the impression that the sister was hitting on me at any point or doing something looking to escalate things. My GF admitted she was actually flattered her sister found me attractive and desirable. Things got more intense this last month though and the sister was way more vocal about it. My GF eventually started entertaining the idea of me getting intimate with her sister. Not in a "it's hot" kind of way but more of a wanting to share something I greatly treasure kind of way as per her words. They talked about it and the sister was very on board with it. That's pretty much it. We are both meeting the sister in the evening to clear things up. Hopefully things go back to the way they were. I mean, it's not like anything bad has actually happened. A user in the comments said, "Yeah, definitely do not do this. It'll not only change your relationship with your girlfriend, but it'll also change her relationship with her sister. Forever. Maybe it'll only change it slightly, but even that could be the end of things for you. The sister could catch feelings. The girlfriend could change her mind and end up jealous. You could catch feelings for the sister. Anything could happen and almost none of it is good for you. And honestly, it's a little demeaning to you. Are you some dick rental service? Here's what you do. You sit them both down and say, I care very much about you both and I know how much you mean to each other. I would never dream of coming between you," phrasing, "so I don't think this is a good idea. Sister, you're attractive and worthy of love. You got hurt and that's not your fault. GF and I are going to be here for you and someday soon you're going to find someone who deserves you." Another user said, "I'm honestly not sure what to think of it, but I do know that the twin will get emotionally attached to you. If she's down that bad, already has a minor crush on you, and you're the first guy in a while to make her feel loved, attractive, she'll most definitely be head over heels for you and that probably won't be a good thing." The next one is titled, "I Ada for denying my BF more time to himself? My boyfriend, 37 meters, let's call him Ron, and I, 22F, had a baby, 9 months, past August. Baby wasn't planned. Ron never wanted kids and I was supposed to be infertile, so the positive pregnancy test was a shock. We talked about it and decided to raise the baby. So far, so good. I took 1 year of full maternity leave. I was supposed to come back this August, and was recently laid off by my employer, COVID. After the baby was born, I cared for him full-time. Ron did all he chores and his 40 per week job. After about 3 weeks went to see a therapist, left the baby at my mom's because Ron didn't feel like he could take care of him all alone. The therapist suggested that I take 3 hours a day for myself, to catch some sleep or read or play video games or whatever. Just some not baby time. Ron is caring for the baby during these hours, and it's been going pretty well actually. So, we divided the chores. This has been going well for months now. Like I said above, I am now unemployed, meaning that I am financially dependent on Ron. Few days ago, Ron said that he would like more time to himself, which I found unfair for multiple reasons. His job isn't killing him. He's in home office and arranged his work computer and his personal computer in an L shape, so he can play video games during work. He's in tech support and most of the day there aren't any calls or mails to do, so he just plays games. I am not standing beside him all the time, but if I had to guess, I'd say that 25 to 40% of his work are purely games. He can sleep through the night. I put the baby down in the evening. I stand up at night when he wakes up. I stand up with him in the morning, which means that Ron can sleep from the end of his shift, usually at 11 p.m., to 9 a.m. when he takes over the baby. The ability to get full sleep is something that I would take into consideration. He gets plenty of time to himself already. He has from 12 p.m. to about 2 p.m. when he gets ready for work, and he has from the end of his shift to whenever he goes to sleep. This is more than I have, especially with me working now. Additionally, to the usual baby care, feeding, diapering, cuddling, playing. I organize all the doctor appointments, the get-to-know with daycare, all the bureaucratic stuff that comes with a baby. I laid down the reasons why I don't think he should get more time to himself yesterday. He got a little huffy but dropped the topic for peace, sake, and we haven't talked about it since. So, Reddit, it's up to you. Iata or not. A user in the comments said, NTA, there are reasons a man in his mid-30s gets with someone who is 19/20ths and they're not positive. I'm glad you're working as best you can, and I hope you save some in an account only you can touch. He currently only works 5 hours more than you a day, and your 3 hours of me time have turned into working hours, so now you're not getting a break at all. If he wants to revisit the hours, I don't think it works out in his favor. The next one is titled, Iata for denying my boyfriend more time for himself? The overbearing opinion was that I was not pulling my weight and that I'm so I reconsidered and discussed the issue with my boyfriend again. We changed up the following things. I cut my sleeping time down to 3 to 5 hours and work while the baby is sleeping. He doesn't have to care for the baby anymore. I care for him 24/7 on work days and days off. I do all the chores, except vacuuming once a week. So now he can sleep in on his days off and spend his free time doing whatever he feels like. I work at night and care for the baby during the day. We have been trying it out for 2 days now, and even though I am dead tired, it fills me with joy to see how relaxed he is. Thank you all for your advice, it really helped us in our everyday life. I hope you have a good weekend. The next one is titled, Iata for suggesting that my wife doesn't wear certain leggings out? Backstory: we live in a low-income area and there are lots of skeevy dudes that hang out in the neighborhood by the liquor store and by the bus stop. My wife, 26 years old, works from home and likes to go for a daily walk to the convenience store a few blocks away for coffee and breakfast. She is always telling me how local guys give her lewd looks and sometimes make creepy comments while she's out walking. Yesterday, she called me from the convenience store and asked that I pick her up as there was a creep driving slowly by her while staring. I work from home, so I didn't have an issue taking the 2-minute drive to get her. She asks me to do this roughly once a week. When she gets into the car, she tells me about the lewd looks that she gets, and I suggested that she not wear her TikTok leggings out in our neighborhood due to the rude guys that are always out. For those unaware, the TikTok leggings are the butt scrunch leggings designed to really show off one's butt by scrunching up in the back and going right up the butt crack. She almost instantly says that it is a misogynistic thing to say and that she should be able to wear whatever she likes. I agree with her that she should be able to wear whatever she likes, but by wearing them she is attracting unwanted attention. I tell her that the guys are pigs, and that they are buttholes for making her feel this way. She tells me that she'd get hit on regardless of what she was wearing, so she might as well be comfortable. Anyways, it turned into an argument about how I was saying misogynistic things and how she was trying to educate me about how I sounded. I felt hurt because I felt as though my suggestion was meant to prevent her from feeling creeped out by the guys around us. Granted, I never said anything to the effect of me not allowing her to do it. I was genuinely trying to suggest an alternative to what she was wearing so that she would maybe garner less attention. She said that my opinion on the matter was not wanted and that I would never know what it was like to be a woman. Ida here? A user in the comments said, YTA, because she is right. It does not matter what she wears. Women get catcalled and stared at and creeped on when they wear sweatpants and a t-shirt, when they wear a skirt and heels, when they wear jeans and sneakers. The leggings don't matter. I am so sick of people victim blaming and saying, she shouldn't have worn that. FFs, Muslim women who follow tradition face the same problem and they are covered head to toe. I see a lot of comments saying you are right, but those people clearly either are not women or have been lucky enough to avoid creeps. You can wear anything in the world and a creep will still creep on you. Edit. Thank you to all the brave folks sharing their stories on this thread. Hopefully Appa's reading them as well and realizing why he was wrong to say that. You are the voices that need to be heard. Another user said, YTA. I was once told by a friend it doesn't surprise them I am getting catcalled cause I have boobs. I was wearing a long red bulky coat that reached my neck. No matter how we dress, we aren't asking for it, and no matter how we dress, some men get off of it, or insult you because you aren't showing off. It is misogynistic to suggest her not wearing those leggings. They don't matter in the equation here. She didn't ask for your advice, or your opinion. You don't know how it is that simple. It doesn't matter how old we are, what we wear, how we behave. It shouldn't be on us to change for something other people do to us. Especially since that change does nothing. Simple as that. The next one is titled, Ida for not giving my son the money I saved for his college fund? My son is 18 and is graduating high school. I started a saving fund for him the day he was born. I always put a little bit in every week, as I do for my other kids as well. Over the 18 years I saved enough for him to go to college debt-free. He's always been bright and a hard worker. He ended up getting a full ride to his dream school. We are insanely proud of him. All was going well, and he was happy and ready to accept until I mentioned that I will be able to use the money I saved for him on fixing up our home and putting the rest towards his siblings' funds. He got very upset at that and began to demand the money. I was caught off guard. I never expected him to react this way. Over the past week he has been throwing tantrums, threatening to withdraw from his dream school and attend somewhere else. Last night he came home and immediately started yelling at his little sister. He grabbed the plate of food she was eating and threw it across the kitchen. She ran to me crying. He came into the room and when he saw me holding her he said, "Yeah, hold your favorite child and ignore me. You witch." He left soon after and I haven't heard from him since. He ignores my calls and texts. My husband is furious and says that my son needs to move out immediately. I asked a couple of family members and they said that I am in the fault because I promised him the money and now I am keeping it. I just don't know what to do. I'm scared that he will reject his full ride and attend a different school and go into debt and then demand the money. I've also never seen him so angry or call me a witch. I'm crying right now because my husband is pissed at me and him and I have no idea where my son is or what he's doing. Am I the butthole for not giving him the money? Should I just give it to him? A user in the comments said, YTA. You saved that money for your son. Your son worked his ass off and got in on a full ride. but he actually lost his college fund. So his high achievements changed nothing about his own situation, and you're the one that benefits from them. If you're proud of him, you don't take money away from him when he succeeds. I'm sure he feels like he got punished for being bright and getting a scholarship. That's essentially the message you've sent. You're the one that gets paid when he does well. Edit. I just want to be clear here that I don't think giving him the money right now is the way to go, but it is so rare to have your parents save that kind of money for you these days. I can only look back at my life at 18, 20, 22 and think how much of a difference that kind of money could have made in getting started. He may want to take an internship and need some cash to support himself, or he may want to go to graduate school, or he may want to buy a house. I think those are worthwhile uses of that money if it was truly intended for the son. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the relationship stories. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video and write a comment. I really appreciate your support and it helps my channel so much. Thank you.